This is our regular weekly video that we do just to keep us aware of what's going on up there so that we better understand what's going on right here down here. Put your paw into it. Are you going to put your paw into it? Don't put your teeth in that. All right, let's start. 2025. Let's get the microphone a little bit closer, I think. Okay, Taff, it's you and me. So here we go. I think we're already recording. I'm sure we are, since we got shit all over the place. Okay, we got the Per Queen with us. This is going to be a video that will involve your entire chart. All right, so this is for the 2025 year, and it's going to cover every sign in your chart. It's going to cover Aries and Taurus and Gemini and Cancer and Leo and Virgo and Libra and Scorpio and Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. You have all of these in your chart. So when you're listening to this video, make sure you have your chart with you. And if you don't have it in your hand, make sure you're looking at it somewhere or you got it up here. This will be Pluto and the North and the South Node. So we're going to start off with the Aries energy in your chart. Where's Aries in your chart? Go find it. What house number is it in? And then you can apply these keywords to this. For 2025 in Aries, in terms of Pluto and Aquarius, Aries is not going to have as difficult of a time. There's a bit of a sextile energy, which means there can be some ease that Pluto brings for you in your life. Now, this is for wherever you have your Aries energy in your chart, whether you're an Aries moon or sun or an ascendant. Obviously, if you have one of those three main things or all of them, it becomes a bigger deal. But even if you don't, you just find the Aries energy and you see what house it's in, because the angle from Pluto and Aquarius will still be making that angle to that house cusp line, to probably asteroids, whatever you have. So it's going to be supportive energy. It's going to be slightly supportive energy because it's what we call a sextile. It's 60 degrees away. So that's Aquarius and fire energy, which when you combine fire and air, it usually amps it up. So Aries is very much about starting stuff. It wants to initiate. It wants to lead. It can be feisty. It can be impatient. It is talked about as though it's our ambition and what we're passionate about and what we're willing to fight for. We think of the ruler Mars, born for war. Right? So this is that get up and go, and you might even lead, and you might be finding yourself starting a lot of things, whether it's projects, tasks, things for the body and your appearance, because that's Aries energy. What about the head? That's Aries too. And, the physical aspects of the body, workout routines, that's usually big for people in general. But at the beginning of the year with New Year's, normally people have like their New Year's resolutions. Aries will be supported to not only begin the resolution, but because Pluto is there. Hold on, her tail almost went in the flame. Because Pluto will be making the sextile for Aries energy. Pluto is a power that's beyond the physical body. And in Aquarius, it's adding to ideas and networking, group networking, right? It's like connecting with your friends, whether it's online or physically showing up at places where group energy is involved. And these don't have to be people where we're like best buds, but there's like a common interest that we have. There's a cause that we have, a common cause that we want to serve. Sometimes people donate their time. They volunteer or they work towards social causes in some way because it's Aquarius. It's that group energy. Oh, I didn't know the door was open and Taffy needs out. Okay, hold on. Let me do this and then I will come right back. Pause. All righty. So the power of Pluto and Aquarius brings a power from the group, from friends, from social circles, from science and technology, from something that's different, new, and exciting, something that's very unconventional. Remember, Aquarius is all about my individuality and my freedoms, doing something that that kind of bucks tradition while at the same time honoring a certain piece of tradition, because Pluto will bring an essence of the past, because that's what Pluto is all about. It will literally show us what's been hidden from the past within the group mentality, within like a race mentality as well, because that's that common thought, the common thread within civilizations, because it's systems, it's global systems. When we think of Aquarius energy, global systems, of course, technology and science and space and supply chain, moving mass transportation, whether it's goods or bodies, you know but think of Pluto and what it could drudge up, what it could show us. Pluto is about stuff that's been buried deep. So conversations and ideas, but it's here to change Aquarius energy, and it is here to reveal something to that Aries energy. You remember, Aries is the body, it's the appearance. And when I think of Aries energy, we think of the oldest, like the first, those humanoids who would definitely have been dark colored skinned for sure. So with Pluto sending a sextile to Aries energy while Pluto's digging something up, there might be a sense of strengthening to the individuality and to who I am as an individual and my appearance, how I identify, my freedom and my rights even. So Aries likes to start stuff. So keep that in mind for that Aries energy of your life, that it's actually getting a little bit of support, psychological support from Pluto within groups and friends and being different. Now, as far as the Aries energy and the nodes, right? This is going to create for the North Node in Pisces, it's what we would call a semisextile. So it's just like 30 degrees away for the Aries energy. It's not that big of a deal. Most don't even talk about it because it's minuscule. It's usually not an observable notice in the chart. So North Node in Pisces, wherever your Pisces energy is for you, the North Node talks about the future, and we think of prayer, and we think of silence and meditation and sound. When we talk about Pisces, there's a surrender, there's an acceptance, there's an understanding, and possibly even a forgiveness type of energy. So the bigger part of the nodes would be the South Node for Aries, because that South Node is going to be in Virgo, and that creates a bit of uncomfortableness. So wherever your Virgo energy is for you, in light of, you know, um, the Aries energy in your chart, that relationship between the Aries and the Virgo parts of your chart, it's an irritation. It's uncomfortable. It doesn't feel good. There's a challenge there. And that challenge can be, related to all those Virgo things. Something about the past will come up, something that you possibly had to deal with before, you might have to deal with again. The South Node, in light of the past, and in Virgo, we think of daily routines. We think of pets and furry friends. We think of health, even health issues, digestion, possibly. But what about the projects and the tasks and at the job, the work, the job and the day-to-day routines? So there's something there where there's an uncomfortableness, there's an irritation even. And because it's an irritation with the South Node that's going to last for 18 months, there might be some adjustments that you are more than willing to make, because it can be uncomfortable. And you know how Aries is. Aries really, especially being supported by the Pluto and Aquarius, with which both have in common a strong theme for freedom, a strong theme for I'm an individual and I am independent and I can go it alone. That's a very strong connection between Aries and Aquarius energy. They both have this, this willingness to stand alone, this willingness to even work alone, the willingness to go it alone and to stand and to stick out from the group even. And Aries will have support from Pluto to actually lead the way. That's like a grown-up Aries, right? Because anybody can kind of jump outside the box and insist that they're going to lead the way and insist that they're going to do things differently or do it alone or break away from the norm, but that doesn't make somebody a leader. A leader must have others following them actually for them to be a leader. So Aries may have to figure out how to deal first with its ego. So wherever the Aries is in your chart, remember, because the Pluto energy is giving it some support, there might be a tendency, because Pluto will make us feel very empowered with our Aries energy, my freedom, my rights, and I'm willing to fight. And Pluto will be connecting you with the group energy of some other like-minded individuals. So there can be that, even that revolutionary type of energy, that renegade, that rebelliousness type of lone wolf mentality can be fed into this. And because of the uncomfortableness with the Virgo energy, because of that uncomfortableness, there can be there can be this irritation where Aries will have to tell itself to slow down and to think it through and to use the noggin. Aries can get really frustrated with some of the Virgo details and the ideas of perfection. So in general, you want to just kind of just force your Aries energy to count to 10. And for times where if it feels overflowing with anger and impatience and rage, definitely step back, definitely find ways to channel that extra intense sporadic burst of energy that Pluto is going to support you with for quite a long time, for the next 18 years. All right, so that will take us to Taurus energy. And I think we're just going to pick up and go to Taurus. We'll stop here because there's a lot of noise in my background. So we'll start on the next one, which will be Taurus.